We are just 2 days away from the Women's Premier League 2024. Four teams have been covered. One last team is left, which was the runners up of the first season. And I have once again Soumi. You might wonder which team does Soumi support? Is it the RCB? Is it the Delhi Capitals? I don't know. We might ask her very much. But in the IPL, I can guarantee she supports the RCB. But whom does she support here? Soumi, once again, welcome back, representing the Blues now. My question
Yeah,
is, which
yeah,
team do
pretty
you
much.
really represent?
I mean, let's call ourselves neutral now. No, we have grown enough as fans to just love the game for it, and when it, especially when it comes to the women's game, I just feel it needs a lot more cheer. It needs a lot more love
Absolutely.
from the overall cricket loving fraternity. So rather than, and this is my earnest appeal to everyone who loves cricket to actually for a minute forget about the fact that whether it's your franchise, whether it's your most loved franchise, whether it's your most loved player. Overall, this game needs a lot of support. It needs a lot of appreciation. Last year we have seeded something. This year it's about growth. So let's just put in all our energies and put in all our love so that this game grows.
Absolutely. I 100% agreed with what you said, and this sums it up the introduction of this video as well. Thank you so much for this, Shomi. Let's get things started with the Delhi Capitals this time, and we move on to the squad for them. Match winning squad, I must tell you, with led by Meg Lanning. They were the runners up last season. But if you look into the top heavy team, you might say the same for your Royal Challengers Bangalore. But this team doesn't have a top heavy, it has a middle as well, has a lower order as well, as pace attack as well. As an overall, how do you sum it up? This team performed last season, and how strong they have made themselves this season as well.
I think last season they were very strong. It was just that one unfortunate match which made them lose the title. This year as well, they come back very strongly. They were very sorted all throughout. Even when they came into the auction, they had a very clear cut plans of what they wanted. They just had three buys, of which one of them was a rebuy. So it was just like two new players in the squad. Picked up one of the best in the
All
in
rounders.
the business at that point of time. So yeah, I think very well sorted, very too much clarity of head, I would say. And this is very refreshing when it comes to Delhi. Because if I have to relate back to an extent, it's an unfair comparison probably. But if I have to just relate back to the men's IPL side in the formative years, I cannot recall a so clear direction, like I mean, somebody with a franchise with so clear direction. Of course, it shows what Saurav Ganguly brings on to this particular franchisee, and that's what Dada has been best known for his strategy. So I think it's really that all-rounded thinking of Dada, along with Meg Lanning, of course, one of the best captains in the business with so many number of trophies in the cabinet. I think I'm very excited to see what Delhi brings on this year, and I feel looking at this squad, I feel very very positive about it.
Absolutely. You said something, the Prince of Kolkata, but looking back to what IPL had for the Delhi Daredevils, I'll say Delhi Daredevils, they had so many great players, and then at the auction table, they just keep releasing, and then now we know what are the players. And prime example is AB de Villiers. But going on to this team as well, Jemima Rodriguez, Team India's international, how big a responsibility she will have on the shoulders this time around as well.
So especially when it comes to the Indian batting lineup for Delhi, I think Jemima as well as Shefali, both of them, the India populars, I think it's a great opportunity for these people because they have not been in the best of the form over the last few months. Especially Shefali. Shefali had been given a good rope in
Yeah.
the India team, and this is a great opportunity for her to use this platform and come back to form. So I look at it from that angle. Jemima has really grown great when it comes to her all format playing, right? She has established herself now as a test player. She has been a very good ODI player lately. But when it comes to the T20 batting, she has not been that high strike rate, high par hitting kind of a player, which often is a requirement in this particular stage. She's more of that traditional kind of a player where she comes in, she settles down, and then she kind of takes it on. We know there are greats of the game who plays in this manner, but yeah, whether she has a capability to turn it on when there is a requirement, that we still don't know. I think that's the
Absolutely.
opportunity for Jemima to explore this platform and then take it ahead. And considering that they have such a strong top order, in Meghlani and Shefali, I think that gives Jemima an absolutely brilliant platform to go there, express herself, explode, and to make use of this space to brush up skills.
Even after that also she can become that anchor role kind of a candidate, because even after that you have a
Yeah,
Maurice and
wherever
Cap,
the
you've got
situation
an
demands. Yeah.
absolutely, you've got an addition of Enable Sutherland, so they have so many match winners itself in the top five that you can't leave one player and go to the other. But going on to the bowler section,
No,
we know
also
they
just
had
I would just
wonderful.
like to add to that, Pritam. Sorry, I'm cutting you there. Just look at their batting depth. Like if you have
Yeah,
Titash Sadhu, who's a fair enough batter, okay, who's a fair enough batter. If you have Titash Sadhu as their probably a number 10, we can really understand what kind of batting they are
correct.
bringing upon. Yep.
Correct, because even they have Radha Yadav, they have to play Tanya Bhatia as the wicket keeper, so it's a depth. And like last season, we had Jess Jonathan, but I don't know whether Jess Jonathan or Annabelle Sutherland, one of them will play. But yes, you're talking about a depth, 9 to 10 batsmen, they are there, and we'll definitely discuss them in the playing 11 as well. Shomi, thank you for this one. We move on to the next slide. That is the SWOT analysis. I don't think so. This team needs a SWOT analysis, to be very honest. But every single department has one each: variety in their bowling attack, and then lack of left-handed batsmen. Yes, that's just one I see. Do they really need a left-handed batsman at the top? Meg Lanning is somebody who will go all guns blazing, or Shefali will go all guns blazing, and the other can anchor a role. But yes, in the top five, lack of left-handers. Can the other teams take use of this one?
Yes, I mean, it's very difficult for any of the teams to have a full 100% of the
Correct.
requirement fulfilled. I mean, it's next to an impossible kind of a situation. So, but yeah, I mean, their strengths definitely lie in with respect to their batting. Very, very strong batting, huge amount of batting depth. If I have to pick and choose something, yes, it can be a lack of left-handed batsman. It is also a lack of a left-handed. I mean, I think there's a lack of a leg spinner as well in the squad. I'm
They
not
have a
pretty.
Poonam Yadav.
They have Poonam Yadav, yeah. So I mean, pretty much well sorted with respect to multiple departments. The only weakness, if we have to kind of pick and choose, maybe not a great wicket keeping option,
Could
right?
be, yeah.
Tanya Bhatia has not been in her best of the form. She's no longer an India regular. Her batting has been pretty much questioned over the last
Correct.
season. So I think that's one space where the Delhi might want to look into. Because if you just look into the other squads, every other squad has a batter, have a wicket keeper who's a great power hitter or can bat well. So I think that's one small lacuna uh, that Delhi needs to solve.
True that, and also going on to the opportunities, you just we just mentioned Punem Yadav and her experience in the leg spin department. Even other experienced one, Shika Pandey. How experienced these two experienced bowlers are taking the charge for the Delhi Capitals bowling unit? How do you think that will sum it up for the season again?
Yeah, I mean, what's very interesting in this particular scenario is that if you just look into that lineup again, you will see that there are literally the players who are probably eyeing to go back into that India cap, right?
Correct.
So that's a great motivation. That's a great motivation when it comes to the the entire for a squad. I mean, for a squad to have players who really want to go and express themselves out there with the bigger ambition of getting back to the Indian squad. I think nothing better than that. Also saying that when it comes to Shikha Pandey has India looks like has kind of moved on from Shikha Pandey, but at the same time we know what kind of a player she is, and we have at times over the last over the last year, the end of last year, whenever the things have not gone great for Team India, we have often questioned this, like, is an exclusion of Shikha Pandey at this stage
Correct.
really required? So I think from those angles, it's really great. So pretty much a lot of opportunities for these players to really shine through. One of the key names that comes up to me as a potential opportunity is one of Minu Mani.
Yeah.
She has been in talks for a very long time. She has been the skipper of the India A side or a B side, I believe. So yeah, I think with respect to players and the rightness that they bring, I think tremendous potential is something that is I can see through.
Yeah, like you said, they have experience, bunch of experienced players in the squad, so they cannot even if they go to the low scoring games or last ball thrillers, they will not lose their nerves. So yes, fair enough. Thank you so much for that, Shomi. Move on to the next slide. That is the head-to-head against each team. As we all said, runners-up last season. You said summed it up that unlucky, but they were the team that went to the finals straightforward. Do you expect a similar performance, make it to the finals this time around for the Delhi Capitals?
I see a lot more reason for them to crack that up this year. Because number one, it's the matches will be in Delhi, so the second half of the
Yeah,
match, including the knockouts, will be in Delhi. Though every team will have a fair chance of playing in both the
correct.
venues, but yeah, there will be definitely a certain amount of home advantage going their way. We have seen that with Mumbai Indians last year, haven't we?
Whoop, whoop. Here I come. गजब बेइज्जती है.
Mumbai
Absolutely,
Indians
100%
fans
agreed.
will kill me for this, I know, but yeah, we haven't seen it.
True that, but even if you, like you rightly mentioned about the conditions, one stadium hosting 12 games, as the games progresses, we will see the pitch getting slower and slower. Then you will see the skills of Poonam Yadav, Jess Jonathan, a couple of more spinners as well. So
Yeah.
they have the right balance, is it?
I would still say that they have probably a better pacing unit. Honestly, if I have to just compare the two sides of the bowling, but in spite of that, I think I mean, Minumani has been tremendous. I mean, it has been a breakthrough year for her. So just a couple of slow orthodox bowlers. I mean, they can get their job right.
Absolutely. They also have a Radha Yadav in their team as
They
well.
also have
So
Radha Yadav. Yeah, right.
yeah, so they even have good enough backups as well.
Yeah.
Going on to the next slide, show me that is the top five players for Delhi Capitals. Is it just five? We can have plenty of them more as well. But it's the five internationals we have selected. A little bit of Madison Cap and Alice Capsey. We haven't discussed about Alice Capsey. She was tremendous last season as well with bat and ball. About these two players, South African international, England international. Please let me know about these two as well.
Yeah, so I would differ a little bit with respect to your top five. In my top five, I will definitely have Annabelle. There's no doubt that
Annabelle
I will not
Sutherland.
have Annabelle. And if Annabelle comes in, it looks like Capsy will miss out. She will be benched
Okay,
because I don't see a place for Capsy to play, which is very very sad because Capsy has been great for them last year. She's also that aggressive power hitter. But yeah, when Annabelle Sutherland will come in, there is a clear indication that they have invested in her with an intention. And if you
yeah,
just again we just recap the auction, we will just see that they had just 2.4 crores in their bank, right? And they just went bang, bang, bang with Annabelle right in the beginning, spent those 2 crores. So there is a definite, clear intention of playing her. Now, in the hindsight, of course, had it been had that auction or that release of players happened after the India Australia series, TG probably wouldn't have given off Sutherland. But
correct.
yeah, I mean, it just happened, and DC banked on it. So yeah, Annabelle Sutherland will be definitely there in my top list of players. There will be Marizan Cap. I will bank a lot on Titash Sadhu coming big this year. She has not played any of the games last year, but we have seen her coming good in very crucial matches. So
Correct.
she is really that big match player. So will if DC makes to the final, or if DC makes to that knockout stage, and considering that we have a good pitch, do we play a Titar Sadhu there, because it really makes a difference in those final stages.
Correct.
I'll really look forward to the younger people in the squad.
So youth and experience once again sums it up for the Delhi
Yes,
Capitals, and they have a
absolutely. Yeah.
good enough squad. So
Yeah.
thank you for this one as well. So for you, Elise Capsey miss it out, and Annabelle Sutherland makes it into the top five. Fair enough. We move on to the next slide. That is the fixtures, and they start with the defending champions once again. The season opener is against the Mumbai Indians at the Chinnaswamy Stadium, so the stadium which you know very well. But can Delhi Capitals start the season with a revenge?
I think yeah, it's a time for vengeance. So go hard on it, and I mean, the way to kind of combat Mumbai Indians is to really go bang 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 on them in their first few games.
Yeah,
We all love MI for the might that they bring, but they're not the best opponent for any of us. So the way to deal with Mumbai Indians is probably that you really derail them right in the beginning. Uh, I'm coming from the point of view that I don't know how their captain would react had have there is a if things don't go their way.
Correct.
So she's a very emotional captain. She's a very reactive captain. Will she be able to hold that cool or hold that whatever we have seen of Mumbai
Correct.
Indians
Yeah.
last year? So that's a question. So I think one of the and DC being such a strong and mighty side, they will hold all the weapons to derail a Mumbai Indians, which can be beneficial for all the other teams. So DC will back you.
And going on to the fixtures as well, the first half will be played at Chinnaswamy. The second half at their own den, which is at Delhi. So, do you expect them to dominate the entire tournament, be it Delhi, be it Bangalore?
Yes, I mean, we just spoke about the home advantage, but beyond all of that, I mean, the dominance will come from the squad that they have built up. They look extremely formidable on paper. Saying that also RCB looks very formidable on paper, and we have spoken
Correct.
about that during our earlier episode. But yeah, I'm really banking upon Meg Lanning being the captain. You rightly said that she has literally all the she's a world champion. She has so many accolades as a
Correct.
captain. Literally everything under the universe. I think adding up a WPL trophy will complete her bank. So that will be a great motivation for her to go into this particular tournament. Also considering that this is the first tournament after she has moved on from her international captaincy. So
International, correct.
this
Yeah.
particular year she will come with a lot more free attitude, a lot more care, relaxed attitude. Though Meg Lanning is not someone who is known to have any kind of burden on her shoulder, but still, this will be probably a much more relaxed, a much more enjoyable experience for her.
Agreed, absolutely agreed. So we expect a dominant performance once again from the Delhi Capitals, who was solid last season as well. Moving on to the final slide, show me that is the playing 11. So here is what you have given me. I'm so sorry. It will be Annabelle Sutherland in place of Alice Capsey. I'm sorry, it will be Jess Jonas in place of Alice Capsey. But sum it up for me, please. This team,
Yeah, I think
you had
Shifali
Tita
and
Sadu, you had
Meglan.
Minnu Mani. Yeah,
Yeah, Shifali and Meglaning becomes the automatic selection. There's also, yeah, I think they automatically select themselves. They have been pretty destructive last year. I can still get the horrors of the RCB game, and but yeah, then moving on to Jemima. Uh, a solid number three or a Marizan cap comes in at number three. A swap there can happen in place of I mean, Annabelle Sutherland is an automatic choice, and if Annabelle Sutherland is there, Alice Capsey probably misses out. Tanya Bhatia or Aparna Ghosh are the two options for the wicketkeeper.
wicket
I think
keeping.
that's the only caveat that Delhi has. But saying that they knew it before they went into the tournament, went into the auction, right? They just had to probably settle in for Aparna Ghosh, considering they did not have sufficient amount of money in the bank. Now, when it comes to Radha Yadav, she's pretty young yet a very experienced campaigner there. She can bowl those very flighted kind of deliveries, which
Yeah.
we know works very well in Chinnaswamy. So that's a very positive part of it. She's a gun fielder, so which can actually come in pretty much handy. uh, we know Shikha Pandey. Shikha Pandey can be that she comes in with huge amount of experience. So if you have somebody as young as a Titash Sadhu, you always need somebody as experienced as a
Experience.
Shikha Pandey to balance that out. This squad, of course, misses a Poonam Yadav, but if there is an opportunity in some way or the other, I would like slot her in because of her current form. If
I
at
was
all there is.
about to bring her into the picture because you have a Jess Jonathan here in place of Alice Capsis, so she's a left-arm orthodox as well. So don't you
Yeah,
think Radha and Jess Jonathan will be a same kind of a player if you can drop
exactly,
Radha and
exactly.
bring in a Poonam Yadav
Exactly.
here, please?
I think that's a very fair point. So in place of a Radha, if we can get a Poonam Yadav, I think that will be a much more balanced squad. Then definitely there is Marizan Cap and Titar Sadhu taking up the roles of the as a pacer,
Seamer,
and
yeah,
Minumani comes in as an auto selection because she has been fabulous over this whole year. Yeah.
correct. So that I think, but won't that affect the batting depth having adding Poonam Yadav into the squad?
Poonam Yadav has been. I mean, she could fairly okay. I mean, it's okay. I mean, she'll probably come in absolutely at the fag end. So if you have,
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
look at
correct.
their lineup. So I think it's fairly okay to have Poonam Yadav in the picture.
Correct. And as I can see on paper,
Also,
this team
Minimani
once
can
again.
bat. Minumani can bat.
Indumani can bat, so she can come ahead and bat in the number 7 or 8 position. Fair enough. So on paper, this team looks very good once again, and Annabelle Sutherland's addition has made them even stronger. Going on to the final slide, that is the surprise question for you, Shomi. And here is the question once again. It is: will Annabelle Sutherland's inclusion make DC even more stronger this
I
season
mean,
as well?
200%, 200% for the fact that with the kind of form that she has been showing, a recent double hundred, then she has been, I mean, she have had great experience of playing the Indian conditions recently. And she have had a player of the match. She has been good. So I think Annabelle Sutherland will be the X Factor player for Delhi this year. Only if
Absolutely.
she
And
doesn't come with that burden of the cost.
correct. That is a very fair point, because the burden of the price tag always impacts the player. But thank you so much. That concludes the show as well. Show me this time with the Blues as well. It was a wonderful show. Thank you so much once again, covering up the Delhi Capitals. That sums up all the 5 teams we have in this WPL 2024. Delhi Capitals, we end, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much to all the viewers, and thank you so much, Show Me, once again. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel, to the Fifth Umpire as well. Press the bell icon. Until then, thank you so much, and bye bye.